Hey guys, welcome to another Graphic Sauce Media video. Today I want to talk about a problem that I have. I've got way too much work and not enough time to complete it. There really is only one solution, and I really need to buckle down and just face the music. So let's go ahead and roll the intro. Alright guys, so before we get into what we are going to do about this problem and how we're going to attack it and make a plan and all that, I kind of wanted to bring you guys up to speed with the problem itself. So like I said, I've got too much work and not enough time. And by that I mean I've got time, but I've got a lot of work that I need to get taken care of before my next wedding season begins. Let's kind of elaborate a little bit. I've got 9 weddings. As of the release of this video, I have 9 weddings that I still have to complete for my quarter 4 of 2019. Now, that might seem like a lot. The work that I still have to do is actually part of a package. So all of my brides from 2019 have received their ceremony videos and they've received their teaser trailers. So they've received some type of content from myself. The only thing left to do is these 9 highlight reels. These are the highlight reels that take a little bit longer time to edit because they're a little bit more creatively taxing, I guess is the word. You have to go through a couple different processes to actually finish this type of project. So I'm not going to bore you with the details of what goes into a highlight film. We've already talked about that in a previous video, so double check the channel for those that video and kind of my rethinking highlight films. So at any rate, I've got 9 highlight reels to make. So jokingly, today I posted on Facebook that I need like 3 of me for the next 2 weeks to kind of get caught up on my work. And that was kind of a joke. Like, obviously that's not going to happen. So I thought to myself, well, how am I going to get this job completed? Because essentially I have until May 31st, when my next wedding is booked and paid for and scheduled, to get these weddings completely done. So I've got a little over 2 months to finish 9 weddings. And you might find, you might pull out your calendar and say, okay, well that's only one highlight film, a week. You should be able to accomplish that. But the thing is, I want to get these done before then. First off, I want to get my clients their content before, that May date, obviously. And secondly, I would like to enjoy what's going to be our summer. Obviously, right now we're kind of cooped up with the whole self-containment type of thing. But I still would like to get out and do some things, with the family, enjoy, a little bit more of the creative side of things rather than going right back to work. So there is that. So how are we going to approach this? How are we going to, figure out what we need to do to complete these 9 weddings, these 9 highlight films in the next 4 to 6 weeks? Well, we're going to make a schedule. And I figured today would be a great day to kind of go over what my current schedule is with you guys and kind of show you how I plan to tackle this huge job over the next 6, 7, 8 weeks. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at my work week. And the best way that I can think to describe how I'm actually, my hours, my days, and things like that is, let's go ahead and draw a chart. Let's kind of fill this out and see how this goes. So we've got this little graph here. So we're going to start off at 8 a.m., right? And you go 8, we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So this is 1 a.m. and it goes all the way through. So here's 1 p.m. So we'll kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea. So I work for a local hospital, and with me working in the IT department, my entire department is work at home, 100%. With this virus that's going on, we are completely work at home 100%, which is fantastic because it saves me about an hour at the beginning of the day and about an hour at the end of the day, because I don't have to wake up and I don't have to drive to work. I can just literally wake up and go right to work. So I'm at work from 8 a.m. all the way down to 4:30. So this is work right here. And all of my days are identical. So normally you would put like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like all my days are identical, so we'll just fill out Monday for now. So this section right here, from 8 a.m. all the way down to 4:30, that's work. There's nothing I can do about that. I've got an obligation. That has to be priority number one. So that's work from 8 a.m. till 4:30. So then from 4:30 till about 8 o'clock is when I've got family time. So we've got from 4:30 to 8 o'clock right here. This is time that I spend with my family. This can be any number of things. This could be, playing with the kids, going for walks, taking the dog out, playing with the dog, spending time with my wife, playing board games, fun things like that. But this also includes things like laundry. This also includes things like housework, things that need to get done on a weekly basis, grocery shopping. This also can encompass things like, mowing the grass, anything that needs to be fixed around the house, stuff like that. So it's not all like fun and games, but nevertheless, this right here is family. And I guess I should have wrote down, this is work. Family, fun time. So those are the two consistencies in my life right now. Work from 8 all the way till 4:30. Family from 4:30 to 8. Like I said, includes a lot of things. Also includes dinner, so dinner's in there somewhere. And then that leaves me with like this extra space from 8 o'clock all the way back to 8 a.m. So it's 12 hours. What typically I like to shoot for is from 8 o'clock till 1 a.m. is kind of like my sweet spot. That's where I'm editing videos. That's where I'm working on YouTube videos. This is graphic sauce media. Okay, so this is where I take the time to answer emails, advertising. This is basically encompasses a lot of things. So what I really need to do is focus my time on this right here so that I can get caught up. So I need to really dive in and say, okay, how am I going to spend this time right here and focus my efforts on solely this stuff? How am I going to get my YouTube videos done? How am I going to work on advertising my brand? How am I going to work on answering emails? All that stuff goes in right here. And that's something that I really need to focus on. This is where all the distractions have to leave. I'm not going to talk about distractions in this video. That's going to be for another video. But I wanted to break down for you guys what my day looked like in a nutshell. And this right here kind of illustrates, how much time is spent where. So am I happy that the smallest amount of time is spent with my family? That makes me a little depressed. Let's be perfectly honest. So what I want to focus on this year in 2020 is switching these two to where I'm spending a little bit more time with the family and I'm spending a little less time on the graphic sauce media stuff. The way that I'm going to be able to do that is by streamlining how my content creation is going, streamlining what I'm doing between the hours of 8 and 1 a.m. Now, the thing that you might say is, well, after 8 o'clock the kids are in bed, but I'd still like to spend time with my wife. And on top of that, like we talked about before, this family portion right here, this also includes, things like laundry, doing the dishes, other things around the house. If I could take that stuff out and maybe have like a third color, maybe from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, let's say 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, use that time for housework, right? So if we could make this housework, then I could spend more time with my family from the hours of 4:30 to 8, right? Rather than say, okay, well, rather than playing with the kids, I got to go do laundry, so that's going to take 15 minutes out of it, or I got to fold this basket of clothes, or I've got to go wash the car, I've got to cut the grass, I can do that stuff after they go to bed. Well, maybe not so much the cutting the grass, because the neighbors might not like that. But you get the idea, right? If I can start, moving some of those day-to-day chores to the 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. hour and work more so from the 9 to 1 a.m. on my graphic sauce media stuff, that will save more time for the family. And that's ultimately what the goal is. When people start their own businesses, that's what the goal is. It's to make more free time, have more freedom with your schedule, and just be in charge of your time in general. So this is ultimately the goal that I'm trying to shoot for in 2020. And I think one of the biggest things that I'm going to really focus on is my schedule for graphic sauce media, right? Sticking to a schedule and making sure that I'm hitting my mark for what I'm trying to do. And if you remember, I did a video a few months back where I talked about my top 3. And that's something I'm going to go back to doing, where rather than scheduling out, okay, I need to get this done today, I need to get this done today, this done, and like kind of scheduling, weeks and weeks in advance, I'm going to schedule out just the day ahead of time. What do I want to get done that day, right? And it's just going to be the top 3. What 3 things am I going to work on, right? Is there a YouTube video that I need to do? I need to, sketch up. Is there a YouTube video that I need to shoot? Is there a wedding video that I need to work on? What am I working on specifically? So before, what I was doing, I would write down for this chunk of time right here, what I was doing is this, right? I was working on Sam and Sarah's wedding. That's what I was working on for that stretch of time, and no more of that. Now it's going to be, what part of Sam and Sarah's wedding am I working on? Is it their highlight film? And inside their highlight film, what am I working on? Okay, today we're going to focus on getting the toasts done and all of the B-roll and the extra shots. We're going to focus on getting that done. So I think what I'm really going to kind of focus on, and I'm going to ask you guys to hold my feet to the fire for this, is focusing on these individual aspects of the film. And no longer am I going to schedule Sam and Sarah's wedding. That's a thing of the past. It's going to be Sam and Sarah's wedding. These are the 3 things that I'm going to work on. I'm going to work on, the preparation portion of it. I'm going to work on getting, shots of her, shots of him, and shots of them together. That's what I'm going to focus on. So every day there's going to be 3 things. And I've talked about this before. I got to get back up on that horse. And kind of like I said at the beginning of this video, I need to face the music. I need to buckle down and work on getting each of these done and focusing my time on my work when it comes to this section right here. Because there's no way that if I can't focus on that time right there, that I'm not going to be able to gain this time right here. If I can't focus now and get caught up before May 31st, then there's just no going back. I'm going to have it's going to be a rocky road. With all that being said, for my 2020 brides and grooms, my goal is to be on top of this delivery process, not to get backed up like I did before. And part of that can be, pointed at I did 15 weddings in the second half of quarter 3 and quarter 4, right? I was super busy. And I think with the way that I've kind of structured my 2020, I don't think I'm going to have that problem. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if I can stay on track and really focus on getting to this type of finish where I can have work, family, housework, then graphic sauce media. So I really appreciate you guys watching. If you got any value out of this, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. I'm kind of curious, do you guys have like a schedule that, you're keeping for yourself, something like this? Are you a little bit more free, with your time? You're like, I'm doing this and then I'll move into this when it feels right. Do you let your creativity kind of take over at any given moment to actually move you into something like that? I'm kind of curious, so make sure you leave those comments down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.